What's up guys, John from TechSpace, and today hopefully we can finish part 4 successfully. Let's get into it. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So part 3 didn't go as planned. If you haven't seen that video, it will be linked down below. Go check out what happened in video 3. It was an absolute T-bone racing disaster. If you haven't seen part 1, part 2 or part 3, they're all linked in the description down below guys. Go check what is the whole idea. So we're trying to beef up my X-Maxx just as part of an upgrade hop-ups type of a series that I'm doing. And then today we are doing part 4 and we are doing T-bone racing again. So I'm going to try to achieve and complete 2 things here today. Firstly, it's going to be for the EXO cage for the X-Maxx that goes over the top. And I'm also going to install the T-bone racing front bumper. So hopefully this goes well guys, but yeah, I'm not too hopeful for how it went with the A-arm job that I wanted to do on this X-Maxx. But without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the body shell, and I think I'm going to do the EXO cage first. Right, let's put that there, X-Maxx down. So what we've got with this one is you've got the EXO cage and you've got a little plastic bag of goodies that comes with it. There's 2 screws in here, 2 larger pieces of plastic and 2 smaller pieces of plastic. Now I'm not too sure if this is everything, but this is the only things that were in the box. I'm hopeful guys, let's hope that that is what needs to be in here. Alright guys, with massive disappointment, we've got another T-bone racing issue. Since T-bone racing didn't supply me with any 45x3 screws, I went to the shop quickly and I went to go buy. So I've got 3 of them. Unfortunately, they are silver, so I will just have to use my marker to just blacken it out afterwards. Alright, just something small for aesthetics, but yeah. To be able to mount this according to what they say on their YouTube channel, you need to do the following. You need to only remove 4 stock screws from the body to be able to mount this EXO cage. Right, so those 4 screws are the 2 here in the front and the final 2 here at the back. I'm going to start doing that now. Right, so the 2 front screws are out. Now I'm going to remove the 2 back screws. Now in this kit guys, you've got 2 larger spacers, plastic spacers, and 2 smaller plastic spacers, like so. So obviously the bigger ones is going to go to the back and the smaller ones to the front. And consequently you're going to use the smaller 35mm screws on the front ones, and you're going to use your 45mm screws at the back. One thing about this cage is guys, this little section here that looks like a small direction arrow, if you want to say it like that, that always goes to the front. And this larger one here goes to the back. The smaller spaces go with the smaller screws. Alright guys, so the front is done. You can see the spaces. Now I'm going to do the rear. And that's what I'm going to need my 45mm screws for. Hey, already see that it doesn't look like it's going to line up with this body.
I got a lot of shine running running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of signs, smoky in that.
Right guys, you wouldn't believe it, but I think mine has got a manufacturing defect. So, the T-bone racing. It seems like the bracket at the back has been turned around, so it needs to twist back so that the holes can actually align up. Currently it's not. So, let's try this again. Alright guys, I just quickly want to show you what I mean. So the back doesn't line up with the holes. So this needs to be turned around so that the holes is on this side of this center brace here. Alright, so I'm going to do that now. Check how it is now. Alright, so let me quickly turn it around.
I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour might crash cause a good die young. Yeah, the good die young. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young.
So check what I'm going to do. I'm just going to twist this around to show that way. And then I'm going to put the screws back. That should have the body aligned again.
I'ma be the greatest, write my name in stone. Write my name in stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home.
So do you see now what the difference is? This is now pointing towards that way. Alright, so now it should fit. Let's quickly give it a test. And that is exactly what was done wrong. So it seems like, guys, whoever mounted that back mounting part just turned it around instead of moving it on this side. Alright, so let's do this again. So I got this see-through washer kit from AliExpress. I'm just going to put washers on the top of these screws just to make them a little bit more durable so that it doesn't rip through easily through the plastic. Right, let's try again. Alright guys, so the front is installed. Right, now let's look at the back. Putting that little washers on there. And they are really quite tough, these washers, guys. They are really hard plastic. I really like using them. Again, dirt cheap from AliExpress. I'll put the link in the description below. It is installed. Would I have changed something on this bracket? I definitely think so. Those white spaces that they give with you, I don't know if you guys can see it. Obviously you guys saw it before I installed it. Those could honestly have been black. I mean, white, really. Anyway, so yeah, that could have been black, but yeah, apart from the fact that they didn't include my screws and I needed to change the back bracket, I mean, this looks like it's going to do what it needs to, guys. So yeah, I think it's just a good idea to just double check all of these smaller screws that runs along the side of the cage, just to make sure they are all tight and ready to go. So the screws I'm talking about is those screws that you find that's running all along this cage here. Alright, so I'm just double checking all of those screws. Not that I've got any doubt in T-Bone Racing that all of them are fitted nicely. So the EXO cage is installed. What do you guys think? That should provide some protection to the bodywork. And like I said, it fits nicely in between the newer Traxxas bodies that's got the roof skid plate already installed. As you can see, guys, it goes right between that little roof skid plate, which is excellent. Double protection, eh? Fantastic. So I'm just going to put the body to the side, and now we are going to be installing, well, hopefully installing the bumper, the front bumper. I've got some extra screws here, guys. These screws that came out of the body, I'm just going to take them and place them in this little packet that I got from the shop with my other screws. Let's look at the X-Maxx. Alright guys, now what do we want to do here? So according to the T-Bone Racing YouTube channel, we need to remove these two screws in the front and then the two screws that goes into the bottom of the XMaxx bumper. So that one and that one there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that one and that one there. That one and that one there. Alright, so let's do that. Alright guys, so there is the stock bumper. Let's get the T-Bone Racing bumper out. Here you see guys, the Maxximus Front Bumper. And there's the code for those of you who's interested. Let's hope all the screws are here that I need. Alright guys, the next step we want to do is we want to remove the skid plate at the bottom. So we need to remove those 4 screws right there. I'm going to remove the skid plate. You can see is the metal drive shaft. Alright guys, so let's just put the skid plate to the side. So what we want to do now is we want to start building this bumper. Now as you can see guys, that will protrude to the front like this, and this will go underneath the skid plate. So what I want to do is, there's 3 holes that line up there and 3 holes that line up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to install that bumper right there. Alright, so let's start building it. So these are the 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. Quickly going to tighten them up. Allen wrench here that I got from one of the other cars. It's going to work nicely for this. This is now one piece. I've installed 1, 2, 3 screws. So the next thing is we need to install the standoffs into the skid plate. The standoffs are these little stainless steel bits. I'm going to do that now. So that is installed. So what we're going to do now is we need to go to the X-Maxx again, flip it over, and then we are going to install the skid plate back. Alright guys, so what we want to do now is we want to install these 4 screws. So now I'm going to flip the X-Maxx back to its front again. Alright guys, so I'm taking the longer 2 screws now, if I can find the other one again. And I want to install these with the spacers, as you can see there, into the actual mount. So at least the bumper was installed fairly easily. Alright guys, so the front bumper is installed. What do you guys think about it? The aftermarket one, and there is the bottom plate. It goes over the skid plate, so there's a little bit more protection there as well. Over the last 4 videos of what upgrades we did to the XMaxx. Alright guys, so first things first, started the first video on doing the A-arms, the Traxxas heavy duty A-arms, and we've put in 4 different colors. We also installed the lower threaded hinge pins from RPM, which is behind the wheels that you guys can't see. Then we've also installed the aluminium shock caps, guys. This is also apparently something that tends to break off with these X-Maxxes. So we've installed that. Then guys, we've tried to install those A-arm plates, those protecting plates, but unfortunately they don't fit with the Traxxas heavy duty A-arms. So I still need to modify those to make sure that we can put it on. Then guys, we installed the new front bumper. And there you can see it, guys. It looks quite awesome. It does really look like it's going to take a hit. Really nice. And then last but not least, let's get the new body on with our EXO cage from T-Bone Racing. Alright guys, and there is the end product. What do you guys think? So over the last 4 videos, guys, we've done a couple of upgrades to the XMaxx. And all of it that we've done will be linked into the last video as well. I've had issues with a couple of stuff as we were going on, guys, so make sure that you go back and you watch those videos to check what issues I have and what you can do to avoid having those same issues going forward if you want to do some upgrades to your XMaxx. But guys, I think it just looks bloody awesome. I mean, look at this thing. It went from a awesome monster truck to a Mad Max looking monster truck, which I love, with a little bit of color flair. Hey, it is a colossal machine, guys. I'm so glad that I could finally do these videos, guys, because I had these parts lying for ages in the garage. I just didn't have any time to do it, but now finally I've done it, guys, and I'm really happy of how this came together. Okay, so guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, guys. If you haven't yet, guys, consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out, and also that will put you in the drawing to win our 1000 subscriber giveaway RC, which is this HPX high boxing 1/16 scale brushless 4-wheel drive monster truck. So how it will work is, as soon as I reach 1000 subscribers, I'll make a video and I will let you guys know exactly what you need to do to be eligible. So make sure that you are subscribed to be in the drawing for this. And thank you for being here for this 4-part XMaxx upgrade series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And stay with the channel, guys, if you like RCs, Surons and electric scooters and tech in between as well. And obviously, guys, I love my pit vipers, as you guys know. Those of you who followed my channel knows that I love pit vipers. I do a couple of very informative pit viper videos as well. If you want to go check that out, that will also be in the link down in the description, guys. Thank you so much, Chandra from TechSpace, and we'll see you in the next one. Bash on. Cheers.